GM, everyone, and welcome to another episode of FOMO Hour. Today is Tuesday, March 17th, 2026. Folks, it is St. Patrick's Day. We've been celebrating the lead up with 8 days of green candles, but today, starting off a little red. Is our green parade over? We're just taking a breather. We're going to talk about it on today's show. We got Farouk in the house with me. I'm sure Mando will be joining us shortly. Farouk in a new location. GM, how you doing?
Good morning. Yes, I am in the North Pole. So it's a cold morning, I would say. I have seen St. Patty's Days here where it was 15 degrees, sunny, and you could have a beer outside. Let me tell you, it is not the case today. Negative 17 degrees in honor of the 17th. We lost power. So thankfully, I got it back 2 minutes before the show, literally. And there's high winds. But you know what? Marcus Green-ish. Well, it was, but we're fine.
Welcome to our personal hell. I was shoveling my driveway again on Monday. Like, what are we doing? I thought we were past all this, but then it's going to be back in 60 and sunny this weekend. So hopefully we are nearing the end of the winter doldrums here. And can we just get some green candles for St. Patty's? Come on. We've had 8 straight days. Just give us a little bit.
I genuinely think it was just due for tiny little baby pullback, and then we're going to go. But we're going to talk about it during the market segment, but it's coming.
It's hard to go straight up forever, certainly. Well, folks, what are we talking about on today's show? We're going to go through the market report, some news out of NVIDIA, hype continuing to soar, outperforming everything. The hype Bitcoin at another new all-time high. Circle stocks doubling. Zeke is the privacy play, maybe. Zeke has been on a heater. The ETFs have been staying hot. Kalshi's running out a $1 billion bracket challenge. OpenSea, no C coming anytime soon. Some news out of World Liberty Fight and Masari as well. So there's a lot to get into before we get started. Shout out to our partner. Walrus is a verifiable data platform for builders in AI and on-chain finance. As these systems handle more money and decisions, the more mission critical this data foundation becomes. To learn more, visit walrus.xyz. Also, we are going to do some yeet action at the end of today's show, assuming Farouk's power does stay on. We missed yesterday, so we're going to be doing double at the end of today's show, I believe.
Damn right. 2 winners.
So you're going to want to make sure you enter that yeet code, BRB Panic Buying. Thank you, producer Charlie, for that code. With that, I can start us off with the market report. I'm sure Mando will go into more details. Let me get the screen share fired up here. For those who are in the stream, we are live on X and Kick like we are every day. Let's see, crypto majors, I guess mixed. So Bitcoin is down 1%, 73.7. Normally that number would look great, but we hit 75.5 last night. I think tapped 76. So we have pulled back a little bit from the local highs. ETH still green on the day, up 1%, 23.30. Solana down a tick at 94. You see Hyperliquid leading the way, up 4%, $40.80. Oh my, up 32% on the month, up 60% on the year. So this thing has just been smashing, outperforming everything. The stocks are green this morning. Nasdaq's up 0.5%. The Dow's up 0.6% as well. Metals are also green. So stocks are green, metals are green, cryptos kind of even, flat, and oil up a tick. It's just kind of hanging out at that $95 range. I think in war headlines, there was some headlines that Iran hitting UAE infrastructure, another tanker struck, but seems like market's largely shrugging it off, at least so far. I did see a big headline out of NVIDIA. Let me see if I'll be able to pull this up. Yeah, they had this order forecast. Jason Huang was doing a live conference yesterday. He announced that they're seeing $1 trillion in orders for Blackwell and Vera Rubin through 2027. Pretty huge number, but as I dug in, I guess it's only like 7% above what analysts were already expecting them to put through. So NVIDIA stock did briefly jump on that, and so it's red today. So it's actually not a huge gangbuster headline there. But that was one of the bigger pieces of news in macro. Yeah, going down the board here, Zeke was a huge mover, still up 15%. Bartcoin was a big mover yesterday. At one point, it was the top mover on Hyperliquid. I'm sure we'll dig into that more with you as well. A timely topic. Pepe was big, but looks like it's kind of pulling back a bit here as well. Yeah, we kind of covered the rest of the headlines. We'll go into some more of these here later on. The ETFs arguably was another somewhat big story that continued to pile in. The inflows, another 200 million into Bitcoin ETFs yesterday. ETH ETFs were green as well. They saw another 35 million, and the ETHB, which now I'm starting to track on a different site. It's not included in CoinClass yet, but they saw, I want to say, another 30 million or so yesterday. So ETHB continues to catch some nice inflows there. But I guess maybe we can just kind of pull back, start looking at some of the charts. Bitcoin, one of the more interesting. I mean, so you were flying yesterday, Farouk. You were kind of tracking this all live.
Yeah.
What was going through your head as we were tapping 76? I didn't even see this. I was away.
No, I was there. I couldn't sleep on the plane, right? Because jet lag. I like to time my jet lag and stuff, so you can't sleep on that way. Dude, it was wild. I just like, I was trading on air because I was just like, I didn't want to watch a movie. So I just bought a bunch of Fartcoin because I saw Blunts and Cool Blunts Schiller and a bunch of like KOL start posting. I was like, fuck it, let's go. And then I added to my Bitcoin position. And then right before bed, I have to be honest though, when I saw 76 and like 220 on Fartcoin, I was like, maybe I should cut this. I didn't cut it. You know me. But I think, I mean, Mendo did say he's coming in 10 minutes, which is probably 5 minutes from now. But I think, there's FOMC tomorrow. Let's not forget that. Today and tomorrow is the meetings. Tomorrow, 2 p.m. is the meeting, and then 2:30 p.m. is the presser with Jay Powell. Historically, FOMC is always signing off, right? I'm curious what Mendo thinks. I don't know what are we going to talk about this FOMC. We're in the middle of the war and no data. So
I think it's gonna be bad, right?
Like why is he's not gonna cut rates, obviously. Okay, inflation.
I think he's gonna talk about inflation concerns, oil, gas, and other goods. So I don't see any scenarios where this is a positive.
But I also don't see a negative. I just don't see as a negative or positive. I feel like a flat FOMC. What do you think?
I think flat would be bullish. I mean, so if we can get a neutral FOMC, I think that's a bullish outcome, and we probably continue to grind up.
So the last FOMC was kind of useless, right? It was like super flat as well.
But now, like, there's gonna be no data that even matters for them now because nothing matters until you get the new oil and gas.
There's no data. Oil is fucking trading like a shit coin on Hyperliquid. There's war, which, by the way, it's going very strong right now. They just eliminated 2 of the top Iranian leaders this morning. So I just don't see. So I know you're supposed to position yourself sideline on FOMC, but I'm just gonna keep my positions on and see. I guess I don't know.
Gonna risk it.
I don't know, dude. It was funny. So full disclosure, I obviously Bitcoin I had, but then so yesterday I said how I closed Sunday. I ended up buying after the show, and then I added to my position for breakout trade, kind of like how Mando talks about it very often when he likes seeing higher highs and lower lows, higher lows on a small low time frame. So as you can see, like higher highs clearly and higher lows. So I like it. I do think we see 80K before we go anywhere near the bottom of the range, which I fully intend on closing that in the 70 to 80K range. And on Fartcoin, I wasn't meant to buy as much as I did, but I saw Blunt's tweet about it, which I sent to you guys. And I thought it was hilarious. It was like 194. And I was like, let's have some fun. And then I decided to buy some, but there was a lot of turbulence on my flight yesterday, Tyler. My flight yesterday was turbulent for about 2 hours straight. And as it turbulated, and that's not a word, I fart fingered an extra 0. And I got filled instantly. And I took a screenshot. I was like, fuck yeah, I got filled. And I thought I got filled for like, 5 figures, which is why I wanted to buy. And I got filled for 6 figures. And then I it was either a sell or a hold, and I was like, fuck it, let's ride. So the position was up like 12% for a moment.
Now it's a little closer to
2% now,
Yeah.
2.3. But it was up like it was up a lot of money at some point. I should have closed that. But you know me, dude. I kind of a little redacted.
Yeah, I didn't see that one coming. You piling into the Farcoin trade on the flight, but it was certainly outperforming yesterday. I think the calls for the bottom being in. I mean, it went lower than I think most of us who've been tracking this coin thought it would go. It was like where the prior bottom was here. It was like the generational support was at 20 cents. Then it lost it. Like, oh no. But now it's reclaimed it. If it turns 20 cents back into support,
listen,
watch out.
I'm holding Farcoin, I'm holding Bitcoin, and that's it. You know,
There's your barbell.
There's your barbell. And that's just a trade. And I get out of it when I feel like I need to get out of it. But Mando said to me to stop fucking up my trades. So let's just hold it and see where it goes.
All right. Well, we wish you luck in both of those trades, certainly.
Listen, I got Bluns, I got Cold Blood Schiller, I got all these guys by my side. Let's go.
Let's come back to Bitcoin. Our female quant had some interesting takes yesterday. So she's still bullish. Saying basically we can pull back to 72, 71 and still keep this uptrend, but you do want to watch if we lose 71 and revisit 70 as perhaps an invalidation. So thought that was notable. And again, this is all just near-term TA trading effectively. So understand what we're talking about here. And then I think she also, what are her broader targets? I thought she tweeted about them.
She just has two. It's 78 and then 87, which is yearly open, and 78. But 78 is really the one that she believes is going to hit. If in her replies, she was kind of talking about it yesterday. But it's really like 78. So what I've gathered, because yesterday I had nothing better to do on the plane but to just like do some work, catch up on some stuff, and then like I just did a lot of like I just read through like a lot of opinions. And it was mostly, it's almost consensus that like we're going to 78, 80, which I don't like that it's consensus because 76 is close enough to like make you all regret, like think you got it and not sell. And a lot of people seem to think then 58, 60 after that, and then chop until summer lower and then higher. But yeah, she's got 78.
Yeah, so she thinks 78, 80, and then she also still continues to think that we're going to visit 50.
Yeah, 3 hours ago she posted it. So BTC update.
Yeah, why am I not seeing this?
Do you know? It's 3 hours. That's the one. That's it. Yeah.
Okay.
So she's saying 72, 71 could retrace, which we went to 73, right? Did we?
Not all the way to 73.
73, yeah. I'm saying
73.5, yeah.
So she's saying this. So we'll see. You know, it would be nice. Yeah, 78.6 is kind of where my mind was at.
Okay.
I know Mando's thinking 80. He probably still is thinking that, but we'll ask him when he comes. Hyperliquid is another story, though, dude.
Yeah, let's get there. It's just an absolute monster. Where did it go? So almost to 42.
That's a big level right there.
And I continue to check in on the Hype Bitcoin chart because that's kind of how I think about these two of the leaders. And I've been personally trying to debate unloading some Bitcoin for Hyperliquid, and it's at another all-time high. Here it is. It's at 0.00588, and it's up since mid-February. It's up now over 100%. So even if you didn't catch the peak bottom, you still had a real chance to get a 2x on Hype Bitcoin, even from the local lows, up 40%. So this is definitely a Hyperliquid led move. The fundamentals are there. The soft fundamentals are there, with mainstream continuing to talk about it and integrate it in their media coverage. It seems like as long as majors cooperate, this thing is going to continue. I guess the open question is what happens if you believe our female quant. or if you believe the 4-year cyclists that we're going back to 50K or 60K, whatever the lows are. What is that?
So you should go to Zoran's page. It's a funny one. You know that Zoran Cole was the world's most hated bear?
Yeah.
But technically he ended up being right, and everybody's like, fuck, he was right. So he's kind of becoming the quant again. So I was having some fun going through that yesterday as well. I can send you his
yeah, I might need it.
I just sent it in WhatsApp. So and I sent you another really interesting hyperliquid chart, by the way. It's hyperliquid versus everything else, which is insane. So if you go to Zoran's page, it's NOT on X _ Z Cole. It's great, dude. So he pretty much called it, right? Everyone's like, fuck you, including myself, blah, blah, blah. So right now we would be on that neckline done, shoulder, right? Before getting back down to whatever. And then if you go back to his page, his last tweet that he just retweeted himself right there under with the MIB. Yeah, let's go. So he's saying 67, 68 before 78, 60. So even he's in the 80K camp, right? Wow. Which is why I'm just buying spot all these coins, because I actually think we get 80 before we go back lower. And then he says full port short and close the computer until late summer, early fall. I'm not against that, but we'll see.
I'm just curious the logic for this. It's just pure 4-year, like beyond just 4-year cycle theory. Okay, are there any other macro drivers? I guess folks think stocks are overheated and perhaps the broader stock market's going to grind lower over this time period as well. That's where I struggle with the bears, is I haven't seen a really coherent thesis for why we're going to do this other than this is what we always do. And maybe that's enough. It certainly has been so far. They've been right where I've been wrong. He clearly did call this well. I mean, so this is outdated. He's basically saying, don't trust this next pump that we're going to get.
This is a 4-year cycle scenario, by the way.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Same thing for the killer guys. Same thing for a lot of people. Like 4 years, and it's crazy to me because at the top I was so euphoric that I wasn't believing him, and I was like, this guy's an idiot. Yet I am like the biggest believer in the 4-year cycle. Like I came on here every day and said 4-year cycles still exist, and obviously I didn't trade the 4-year cycle, which is so stupid. But dude, if you're a 4-year cyclist, this is your base case, right? So you work, you save some money, you see 60, a 6 in front of Bitcoin, and you just buy a little bit nonstop. Obviously not financial advice, but you see a 5, you may go all in and you just log off and go back to your job and wait until
Yeah, it seems the only real difference between the 4-year cycle believers is how low do we go.
Yeah,
some are in like the 38-40 camp, some are
that's aggressive. I think honestly, like my low, like I'm thinking like 58-63 is a good range, dude. It's 58-74 was the range, right? Same range as last summer that we just had, by the way, and we're in it right now. 58-74.
Just yeah,
this has been the range. Anywhere lower, I may have to sell my mom's house, dude. Because I don't have a house. So, Mom, we're selling the crib, dude. I'll get you an apartment for a year.
Everyone's excited for 50K. They want to shove all in, but
families are never getting it, right?
And it's not going to feel good in the moment. I can tell you that. It'll feel.
Well, the next dip is going to feel brutal, right? Because everyone's excited right now. Like you see a lot of excitement, you see a lot of positivity on the timeline, you see a lot of everyone's saying, "Oh, this and that." So if God forbid it goes lower, and I'm not even bearish, I'm just neutral. Then the sense is just I want people on the show to have the same expectations as us, right? Because then if it goes to 50, I don't want anyone listening to the show to be like depressed. So
it's good. Yeah, we don't want anyone to be depressed.
73.7 is not bad though. I never would have thought, Tyler, that 74, 75K Bitcoin is like a really happy place.
I did see Loomdart come on the timeline and call for a run straight to 107K.
It was interesting, right? You should pull that up. So you had Loomdart yesterday.
Did that.
A lot of the OGs were around, right? Like I spent like 4 hours scrolling through all this stuff in between like catching up with some shit. And like, it was interesting. I have to say, Tyler, last night I almost pressed the red button for one reason. I saw a lot of top signals yesterday night. A lot. Everybody was getting a little too excited. And that's me saying it. So, there it is. He's wearing a shirt. Look at that. He's wearing a shirt.
We've got Mando in the house. Just quickly before I'll turn over to Mando in a second. Here's the Loom Dart tweet that I was talking about. They got everyone into pump at Loom Dart mode. He's saying he's staring at this chart and nothing else makes sense. The only scenario he can see from here is Bitcoin going straight to 108K. So here's your bull hopium for the day. We found it. His line goes to April, by the way. So this is a 2-week move. If we're at 108K in 2 weeks, I might have to get a Loom Dart tattoo or something along those lines. That would be quite the move. Mando, GM, how you doing?
GM guys, I'm doing good. How you guys? Maybe we should move this over here.
I'm doing fantastic, dude. I'm absolutely loving this weather.
Oh wow, yeah, you're in sunny Canada.
It's sunny, that's for sure. It actually is. So, Mando, how are you feeling about this market?
How am I feeling about this market?
We'll see FOMC tomorrow and stuff. Like, what's your read? Because Tyler and I were talking about this a little earlier. We're curious what you think.
I think this is kind of a non-event. FOMC. The Fed's in a slightly difficult position now because it was going to be cutting, and then now oil prices have gone up. So I don't think they can do anything. So my gut is that they're going to do nothing and kick the can to see if this resolves itself somewhat, the conflict. So that's where I think we are. That makes any sense?
Yeah.
Seems that way. Not a whole lot they can do. So Powell's kind of just going to go out with a whimper, right? Like, and he's not in the best near-term position to make any big decisions. So I guess it's just kind of a question of what's Hassett going to do. And I'm not really in the camp that Hassett's going to come in like a bull in the china shop and go crazy. I mean, originally folks were pretty bullish. He was going to cut the first session with him as the new chair in June. And of course, like the caveat is he's only one of the members. It's not even just it won't even be his decision. There will be other voices at the table. But June cut's only 22%, or one cut by June, rather. It's not even just the pure odds of a June cut. That is inclusive of March and April. So those are down fairly substantially. So 1 week ago, these were 37%.
I think it's a really tough time to be looking at rates. That's what I think, because I'm telling you, one headline about this conflict being resolved, and all of this will change almost instantly. So, like, I think you have to take all of this, like forward projections in particular, with a grain of salt.
Speaking of it being done, I know Trump keeps saying it's going to be done closer, but this morning's update was actually pretty important. So they eliminated 2 people that were arguably the next in line, like the most powerful people in Iran. So you may be closer to that, or not, or they're just going to get replaced. The cynical take is, oh, well, they'll just replace him. But the more bullish take on this being done is Ali Larijani. And I don't know if you remember, man, I was talking about this early on, but after they killed Khamenei, my first thing was like, they need to kill this guy next. Because Ali Larijani he's the commander. Like, he runs the fucking military and shit. Like, he's number one. And they eliminated him today. And that was confirmed an hour ago or so. And then they also killed the commander of the Basij. The Basij is the 250,000 men militia in Iran that those are the guys you see in motorcycles on the street just plowing through people and killing them. That's their commander. And so Ali Larijani has been running the show behind the scenes. Like, the supreme leader is just a religious cleric. He doesn't really run the show, although Ali Khamenei was like really leading it. Larijani was running this, and he's dead. So I wonder what that's going to mean for the future of the war. Just a side note, but it's interesting.
I agree. I think you have to kind of there's a lot of like, I find it weird sometimes because I do think there is a local group of people that almost want the US to lose, like, or they want to make it seem as though this is going really badly. And what I would say is militarily, like this has been it's very one-sided.
Well, they're
What's
fighting
going
a
on
different
here?
war, right? Like
They're
US
fighting a different war, yeah. But like, just think about this right now. Like, if you're sitting there as part of the IRGC, all of your commanders, and then probably 3 rungs down are being eliminated.
Yeah.
You don't even have internet. Like,
well, they have internet, just people don't. But yeah,
I mean, you can't imagine the internet is good out there right now.
That's not bad.
7,000 things have been targeted, and I do think that there is a point here of just like disarray almost with what's going on. So,
so what
this only adds to that. Like, there is a real power vacuum that's going to come from this.
the ceasefire odds are terrible, Tyler. I'm just looking at this now. There's nowhere close.
They're up a bit though. So it was 35% over the weekend, 41 by April 30th, which is, I feel like March 31st doesn't really seem realistic. I'm unclear who would even Trump be negotiating with.
I don't know, dude.
So I feel like there's some period of time to even find like a replacement power structure that's to negotiate with. So this is.
We don't know anything, right? The Larijani being dead is Pezeshkian is the president. He was never taken out, right? I don't believe so. Larijani being out changes a lot of the future of this war, I believe. We'll see. As we've seen, so they find different wars. Like U.S. is fighting an aggressive war, which is striking. They're fighting a proper military war. Iran is fighting more of a political court of public opinion war, which they've done pretty well at that so far, right? As you can see. By striking the Gulf countries and trying to turn them against U.S. and Israel and fighting, attacking military bases. So that people are like, "Oh, what are you doing? We're getting attacked." So it's like a political war versus a war because they know they're never going to beat America, right? If you go strike for strike, but it's interesting for the monitor situation fans. Definitely hope it ends soon, though. How's oil doing?
It's at like 96, roughly. Our quant G was sending me this market on ships transiting the Strait of Hormuz. He was telling me he thought 20 plus was way too low, but I'm not dabbling in this market personally. It's a bit above my pay grade in areas of expertise.
It's low liquidity too, it seems, eh? Low volume.
Yeah, the book's a little thin on this, so I think take the odds with a bit of grain of salt here. We shall see. Yeah, here's oil. It's 93.80. So that's kind of coming down a bit. I love. There's still folks on the timeline who are out like running TA on the oil to try to predict the near term price movements, which just seems like an incredible use of time. Maybe we can ask our quant now that he's in the house. Do we want to get his take on the fart coin trade?
Are you guys back in?
Dude, I did you see the chat last night, dude?
No, I've been very busy. But are you guys all back into Filecoin?
No, last night I was on the plane, right? And I didn't want to sleep. I was just like really bored and I was just like trading. And I saw Blunt's tweet out. And as a joke, I went to Bernie. Bernie was active. And I was like, yo, should we buy some just for fun? And there was turbulence on the plane. And I fat fingered an extra 0. And I got filled in 2 seconds, which, by the way, Hyperliquid is incredible. So I now have a really big position. It's up a lot. It's just jokes. Like, it's so stupid. I just thought that fart finger would be hilarious.
Fart finger.
Yeah,
I don't know. Farouk, I'm telling you right now, you can do exactly what you've done previous 2 cycles with this sort of behavior.
In a good way, right?
We had him in the first half.
I mean, it's $200 million coin. Like it's not. We're not talking about like a $2 billion Farcoin token right now, right? Oh, anyways, don't want to talk size too much on air, but it was a funny fat finger.
Oh my god, that's a lot.
I didn't realize the plane was going like this, and I was typing zeros.
I want your trade to do well. I am personally out of this, and I do wonder how it's going to gain the momentum back.
But is Bitcoin going to 80K? Please.
I don't see folks talking about it, but I don't know. The trenches have just been so bad. The meme trade has been so bad. It's just hard for me to get super fired up about it personally. But I mean, yesterday when Bitcoin was running, Pepe and Farcoin were the top two movers on the board.
Dude, it was number one mover in all crypto. It's top 10 in terms of OI on Hyperliquid. And I just started getting bulled up on this shit again, dude, like an idiot. And I'll close it. I'll close it for sure. Like this is going to be closed within the next, like, I don't think this lasts this week. But it was just funny.
When does Zeke reverse its downtrend? So we're just going straight down. So is it breaking out? What do we need? Like 300?
I think Mando's at 320 last time. Honestly.
All right.
For what exactly?
For Zcash. Start getting.
Have a look at it. Yeah.
It's now had a nice little move off the bottom, 30%.
I forgot if it was 320 or 380 that Mando had his thing at, but
I can bring up the charts if you like.
Sure.
Sorry, just in the middle of doing something. Okay.
This is my concern on FAR, by the way, for a crash out now. The dip wheeler is now on testicle. So when your spokesman has moved on, that is it can lead to some turbulation.
I got Cold Blood Schiller. I got Crypto Koala. I got Blunts and his Elliott Wave. And I got Bernie, 30 RSI bottoms.
Blunt's Elliott Wave theory has never let us down so far. So,
okay, so this is
the funniest thing ever, man.
This is on the 4 hour. These are the coins I'm looking at. Aster's bullish. Every single coin is kind of broken up on a 4 hour.
Did you say Aster?
Yeah, I have Aster up there. I just have it up there because I'm bullish on hype, and I just think it's important to look at.
They just had some announcement, but I didn't understand what it was. Like just now, like literally an hour ago.
Oh, really?
Oh, Aster Chain. They rolled up Aster Chain.
Okay.
So which one are you looking at? Which one do you want to look at? Barkcoin, was it? Or...
Zeke.
Zeke.
Yeah.
Zeke. I mean, it's broken out. For it to actually be a bull trend, there's still only one coin, and that's hype. Like, we are still so far away. Like, from... and zero, actually.
Man, zero.
Everything else is... Everything else is... Yeah, there's no other coin.
Where's your first coin? Hold on. How come? Where's my bags?
I haven't got Farcoin. I stopped looking at it because I just.
That was the correct thing to do.
Wait, not the daily. The 4 hour. The dailies are bad. The dailies are bad.
I mean, the 4 hour for everything is bullish.
Oh, look at that.
Everything. Yeah. Maybe I should short it.
Cold Blood Schiller said weekly bull div. I'm such an idiot, guys. Don't copy trade me if you're listening to the show. That was like literally the stupid thing.
I don't think too many people have so far, but we hope that they eventually do, I guess. Yeah, so Aster announced a chain. Well, I missed this. I guess I'm not really seeing Aster's updates. Their Aster chain is going to roll out in phases. Chain Genesis is live now. A partnership revealed tomorrow. Public staking this week. So they're going to have a new chain and staking and a new partner. Purpose-built L1 is going to be fast. Count privacy on by default. I mean, back in the Aster heydays, this is like we would have been pointing to this to raise the targets. Right?
I mean, for what it's worth, like it's been holding a very strong 70 cents floor during this bear, and like to me in the bull market, I think this runs. I don't know how you feel about this, and then we should maybe talk about lit. Do you guys think it's going to be a bit of hype? But like, there's only one. Hyperliquid's the one. But what do you guys think about Aster, lit, those things?
What's the OI on them all?
It's not great. Do you have a website, Tyler, that shows everything, or
Dex.
Oh, DeFi Llama, the DeFi,
Open interest. Let me have a look. Open interest, DeFi Llama. Yeah,
let's put it up. I think it's pretty. Oh wow, Aster's back to where's Lighter?
down here.
Oh my god.
Look, that's actually okay in terms of open interest. Yeah.
By the way, Trade XYZ is pretty much Hyperliquid too, right? So.
Yeah, but it's their other. Yeah.
Aster's actually not that bad, dude. If they're gonna have a chain and start pumping volume through that and run the BNB Binance model,
yeah,
I spot buy at 70 cents, and if you get back in the 60s, do you think that age is wrong in 6 months? I don't know.
It's interesting.
I think it's interesting. Yeah.
Damn, that's actually not a bad shot, boys. Obviously not on a day like today, but
why not on a day like today?
A lot of folks are scarred from
yeah.
the price action of Aster from last year. I mean, it was an incredible trade until it wasn't. You really didn't have a whole lot of time to exit that.
Yeah, tell me about it, dude. Tell me about it.
Of course, it had run right before the whole 10-10 cascade.
Well, Aster went all the way down to 40 cents.
Yeah.
And it's been holding 70 cents, literally on the tightest range.
It's so tight, right? Yeah.
Wow. It's pretty much, forget that dip to 40 cents. It's been 75. It's been at this level since December 15th.
Yeah, I mean, look, I have it on there for a reason because I think I like perp dexes. Maybe it's a nice little long.
Oh, BTC.
The CZ perp dex with their own chain, with privacy, with staking.
And we know it's theirs. Like it's not a secret. It's nothing. It's literally like, we know this, right?
There's worse theses out there than that. What is it? But what is the FTV?
That's a good call. I think hype, Aster, 0.
It's 6 billion FTV, 2 billion market cap.
Oh, that's nothing. That could really go if they really.
Oh, it's trading at 20% Hyperliquid on market cap. Yeah, and yeah, it's basically 20%. Interesting. It feels a little low on a relative basis, but of course, hype's getting a little bit of the premium for all the coverage it's getting and whatnot. But
yeah, I like it, man. I like it. All right, full port it. Let's go. Just kidding.
Meanwhile, it looks like we're candling up here live during the show. Bitcoin 74.3. We'll take that.
We're gonna get a Darth Maul tomorrow again and fucking keep going higher. I think, like, whatever. It's like, I agree with Mando when he said it's a non-event FOMC. A non-event is good. That's
All right, I'm buying some Aster. You've got me involved.
Wow.
Yeah, let's go. You got yourself involved. You came on here.
I know. I was looking at it now. It's like, oh, okay, that's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
OI, and then you said that there's some news out, and nobody's looking at that news right now. So,
that's so funny.
Maybe I'll get involved.
That is very funny, Mando.
There you have it. Nice little new trade on for today's show.
Inshallah. Hopefully we do good. I'll tell you on spot. I'll tell you. I'll put 100 grand on spot for the show, just for the sake of the show.
We need a myriad meta market here on Better Call from the March 17th show, the fart coin at 20 cents or Aster.
Listen, I got into fart coin 194. At peak of this trade, like by the time I landed, I think I was up like 60 grand. I didn't sell. Obviously, it was UPNL, but it was funny. Like,
you should have sold there. I was thinking about that. I didn't want to tell you what to do, but
well, you're right. You should next time.
That finger trade where you hit that kind of a return during a flight, like maybe just take it.
Yeah, maybe tell me next time because I found Vanessa's diamond in Hong Kong, and the shit costs a lot of money. So
Oh boy.
I could use that. Yeah, dude. Diamonds are expensive. I was trying to push lab diamond on her, and she's not having it. No. Yeah. Your wives have real diamonds, of course. No lab diamonds, right?
I went diamond shopping 8 years ago, so maybe it probably inflated a bit.
Inflated by
I'm not really tracking.
Oh, Bernie is long Aster, gents.
Oh God.
There we go.
Selling.
Pull
Selling
up the
now.
Aster chart, Mando. You're on your DeFi. Pull up the Aster chart, Mando. Here we go.
Oh man, that looks good.
Oh.
This is the
we are literally the most redacted.
Show us the 1 day just so for a reality check. Is this the one?
Oh my God, it's actually bullish on the 1 day.
No,
it's the one. It's the one other coin that's bullish on the 1 day. Bro, doubling up.
Unbelievable.
That's so funny, guys.
What have we walked ourselves into here this morning?
Generational wealth. That's what we've walked ourselves into, Tyler.
Seems that way.
Mando, you may be able to pay for night one's.
I'm already searching Zillow right now.
What a guy, man.
Oh my God, dude, this is really funny.
Now that Bernie's in, I might have to.
Not Bernie's in.
Tyler, come on, dude.
Mando getting in wasn't enough for me, but now that I know Bernie's in.
Tyler, buy a little bit of Aster with us, dude. Come on, just throw something at it. Like nothing.
I got to go through the virtual cushions to find some coins to throw at it. But yeah, I'll take a look. I mean, Aster was one of my better trades of 2025. So I would be down to run that back. We've got a few minutes left in the show. This was good to go through all these charts. We did have a pretty big story out of OpenSea. I do think we need to talk about it for at least a couple minutes on today's show. I can take the screen back.
Yeah, I got you done.
But CEO Devin Finzer came out yesterday, fairly long note, basically saying we're not going to deliver the C token in Q1. It's not going to be a part of the March 30th event. Basically cites market conditions, that they only have one chance to launch it. They don't think now is the time to do that. They did offer a little bit of consolation to traders. So they said no more reward waves. This is the final one. Optional fee refund for their last 4 waves 3 to 6. And they're going to lower fees to 0% for 60 days starting March 31st. They are going to continue rolling out product updates, though they are postponing that March 30th event. We know their app is in beta testing, has had some positive feedback come out about it. But I read most of the reactions to this. I think most skewed negative.
Yeah.
My personal read, I certainly understand you only get one shot at this. You want to do it at the right time. But I think that there's a couple ways to think about a token launch. And of course, I'm curious for your guys' opinions on this as well. One is, does it make sense is your product ready at this point in time? Like, do you have an established user base? Does launching the token actually make sense for the future trajectory of the project? And then I guess the other aspect is, do you want to consider market conditions or not? What I think Finzer missed in this announcement is he didn't point to the app not having launched. Like, I think that's actually a perfectly good rationale. Like, hey, we're really confident in this new app. We want to have it out. We want users in the app, and we're just not there yet. But he didn't really do that. He just leaned on the market conditions. And I think folks are never going to respond that well to that. I think some folks have kind of come out with their own counters that actually some of the most successful tokens have been launched in bears. Yeah. And the problem with launching a token in a bull is your chart is almost certainly going to be a terrible chart. But your investors will perhaps have a chance to get out at a higher valuation.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I think you're right. I think blaming market conditions for not launching a token is really bad in general. I think markets in the bear are usually pretty good to launch and stuff. Anyways, Open said this stage is 3 years late to launching this token, because if that had launched back then, it would have been insane. But you can also argue, different administration. That was actually they had Wells notices and the SEC on their ass, so it's different. They're definitely late. Market condition, I don't think is a good thing. Just say your product's not ready for a token, but what are the products like? I can tell you why we're us. It's not because of a token. It's just market conditions. It's just because we don't have the PMF, the revenue, and the volume for it yet. Straight up. And I think the stuff that we're coming up with is going to solve that. And then we're going to launch a token. And Bitcoin could be at 58K. I couldn't care less. But I don't know why they're not doing it. What do you think? What do you think, man? I think
it's a very weak reason to not do a token.
Yeah.
Like, and very similarly, as someone who is debating to do a token, ours is not because of that. Ours is because we're still doing token design, and you also want to reach some level of scale as well. OpenSea has reached that scale, and they've had 6 years to plan the token. So just seems like a very weak reason not to do one.
I agree. I think that's where they missed. I don't think this was a huge surprise. They just didn't explain it very well. I think they should have talked about reasons. But now, like, it just has me thinking about the future of the product. And this is actually, I think this take from calls, and I've seen a few other people say this, is basically like, why are they going this token direction when, in fact, like being like the eBay for NFTs could actually work? Like that's how they launched, right? It was like literally an open sea of NFTs.
Magic Eden's out of business. They're a casino.
Because like there's a real chance that like this is like the future of NFTs is.
Sorry, they're not out of business. What I meant is they're out of the business.
Yeah.
Damn it. They're doing pack openings powered by crypto. By the way, that shit is powered by Crypt Collector.
Wow.
Their card packs. Remember we had the founder on?
Yeah. Collector Crypt, yeah.
It's not Magic Eden product. It's actually powered behind the scenes by Collector Crypt. But point being,
incredible scenes.
There's only one, and it's the one at the bottom of the screen. Yeet.com. You sign up using the code FOMO hour. Point being is there's nobody in the NFT business anymore. They are the only ones. I think a lot of the people are pissed, Tyler, is because when they announced the token, they made a lot on fees off of that announcement. Right. And that's why people were pissed.
I saw this video about like fake Rolex are getting so good that even like jewelers can't spot the fakes. And like this is another area where like NFTs can actually help solve this, right? The digital authenticity. And there's a scenario where OpenSea could actually be the home for some of this trading. And that's just one aspect, but it feels like they're not going that route.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea what's going on. I have zero read on this. I feel like people just gave up and moved on, and that's the truth.
That was the big news of the day. The other one, I'm sure you saw it. Kalshi's running their $1 billion perfect bracket challenge. Fun little marketing stunt. It's 1 in 9 quintillion chance to get it. Then even if you like actually take out some of the extreme possibilities, the odds are still pretty long shot. So no one's going to win. Most likely they are giving away $1 million to the top scoring bracket.
We should do one on the show.
Interesting marketing stunt. Yeah, I did a little Calcutta draft for March Madness last night. So I'm plugged in. Very, very plugged in for this.
He's got one too with a much smaller prize pool.
For March Madness?
Much higher chance of you guys winning.
Yeah, that's I want to pull that up.
Have you guys seen the fine print on that $1 billion though?
Yeah, I mean, there's no way that they're going to give that out. There's some way.
Did you see that? Did you guys see the fine print on the?
SIG is backing it, but I didn't actually read the fine print of how the payout works.
You know, I don't know. There was a bunch of fine print on the SIG thing, and it was saying a perfect bracket is subject to our own interpretation of all results of games, including the final game. We reserve the right to declare any bracket invalid if we determine a result doesn't meet our definition of perfect that we are sharing. And there was a bunch of different fine prints on the billion itself. So it's not as easy as it is to win. So your quintillion thing may be a real thing. There's a bunch of different things on that one, but it's great. It's brilliant marketing. But there's a lot of fine print to that. And then Polymarket is doing $2 million worth of rewards, and then Yeet. Let's go on Yeet.com. What are you guys giving out? Why don't we just put
it's like ours is much smaller. It's like 10K maybe or 6K, something like that. But you got a good chance of winning it. So
we'll take it.
Oh, it's Champions League today.
Yeah. Or should we do a community sports bet?
So there's 2 winners today because yesterday we didn't pick one. I had to cut the show early. We can do 1 bet and 1 game, whatever you want.
Yeah. Because they got 500 in the bank, right? So
they got 500 in the bank, and the last bet won.
Yeah.
I did not look smacks on the football players though, but
Well, we can very easily.
Yeah, we can. We know the physiognomy.
Fish.
I hate that word. I don't get it. Physiognomy. What are we doing?
Yeah, so Bruce or Charlie. So we're gonna pick 2 winners.
Let's go. So one winner is there's 2 different types of winner, right?
Yeah, one's from weighted. I think Monday was weighted, and then one will be more open, I believe. Let's give it some spins.
Bobby S. Bobby Schmurda.
Oh man, Schmurda.
About a week ago.
He was live chatting yesterday. I know. I don't know if I've seen him today, but Bobby, there he is.
He also won like a few months ago, and we were just laughing on the show. Remember about the name?
Oh yeah, Schmurda.
Oh, I gotta go, lads.
See you later.
And we're gonna pick another one to make up for yesterday. So this will be today. Bobby says he's up for the Champions League bet. All right.
Okay, so we can have the Champions League bet, and the other one we'll just gamble. All right, I got the Yeet open, so we're good. So Schmurda, we're gonna place a $500 bet for him. So let me just pull it up. Can you see my screen? Yes, you can. All right, so it's Champions League today, so we'll go to Champions League. I am the quant when it comes to this, although
this is above me. This is above my pay grade. I'm not weighing in on this.
Madrid is 6-1. What? They're giving us 6-1 on Real Madrid. That's great because they just oh wow, Bitcoin is ripping, flying, soaring. But just so you know, last week, no, Madrid won, dude. They won 3-0, not lost. They destroyed Man City. But 6-1 is insane. They're set. Wow, Jesus. Okay, but they're not at home. So PSG 3-1. So PSG won 5-2 last match, just so you know. Now they're playing in Chelsea in London. That's in Manchester. That's why the odds are like that. Dude, Yeet is like really generous today. What do you want, Schmurda? We can also do two $50 bets if you want. Pick 2 matches. I'm happy to do it. City tied West Ham last game too. Yeah. The 6-1 on Madrid or 5-1 on the draw. Or what you could do here is what I would do on this game is I would bet win or draw. So you can do this. Draw Real Madrid at 265. That's not a bad call. Wow, 6-1. That's insane. Double chance from it for 250. All right, let's do that. I like that. So Charlie, we're gonna do this double chance. Draw Real Madrid at 265. We're gonna put 500. All right.
He says 250 and then 250 on medium. Is it? He wanted to do 250 on the bet, 250 on a lamb chop run.
Is that what he's saying?
Yeah.
Okay, fuck it. On medium. All right, fuck it. So there you go. So there's your 250. And then let's head over to the lamb chop. Well, I'm gonna sit down, move some money on this after because 6-1 Madrid. Dude, hold on, I gotta text a friend real quick.
Feels like a crazy long shot for a single game.
In 5-1 on the draw, you just bet both. That's insane. Anyways, well, 74-7, Tyler, we're back. So let's go to the casino, medium, lamb chop, and then is the second winner already in the house?
Yes. Well, have they talked?
Yeah,
they're here.
So medium,
250. Yep.
All right. How many tiles am I supposed to go?
Yeah, Schmurda, how far you want to go? Go to 554. All right. Ooh.
What a run. I like this run. That's let's see how far this goes. I mean, if you go to the barn here on medium, you make $61,000. 61K.
He said smash it.
But you only have one run though. As soon as your only run, you don't get to play again because you bet the other round.
He knows. Yeah, this is it.
Okay. And his bet is free. Smart. Motherfucker. That was smart. All right. Congratulations. Okay.
All right. Well played. Well played. All right. El Mayo Kings. How do you want to do this?
So wow, his bet is free, dude. That's actually nice. So he's made $1,000. El Mayo Kings easy. All right. Where do you want to go?
Got good tracks, right?
Am I on the right screen? Are we good? Yeah.
Looks good.
Tracks.
He says track. All right.
Let's go. It's a good day. I like it. Mendo's gone. He's not touching shit. Easy.
Oh, my bad.
Where are we? I was too excited. And
All right. All right. Oh, that was easy.
that was clean. That was smart.
He's cashing. I would cash too. Yeah. I don't even know if I'd go to the next one. I would just cash.
Marcus. Okay.
He's cashing.
I think this one would have gone to 24-25. What do you think, Ty?
I think he's dead the next spot.
Wrong, wrong.
No way! Oh no! Oh,
I
Kings!
told you guys. That was a $5,000 bet.
Wow. All right. Well, here's the bad news. Well, the good news, Kings, is you still got $700 or whatever. The bad news is your next run is probably not going to be a bargain run. I haven't seen a whole lot of back-to-back. So you should probably change the difference.
I don't know about that. Or we go to Omaha. You're right, though.
So what do you want to do?
Or you can do Omaha. We can play something else on there.
424. All right. Wow.
Clean. You could go back to back.
You're free rolling. You've already banked like 1,200.
He's out.
We out. Oh, King. Oh, no.
Come on, you had 2 good runs.
Left a lot on the table there, Kings.
It's all right. I get it. I mean, after how it's been lately for us, Ty.
Oh, yeah. I get it. He's walking away with $1,700.
Yeah.
Nice little morning just for watching a show.
Yeah, just an easy one.
So, well, that's going to be it for today, everyone. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern. Till then, go make it a beautiful day. Bye.
Peace.